I don't remember owing you shit. Slavya didn't keep me waiting for too long. Is everything fine? Fine is an interesting term. Yeah, why are you asking? No reason, it's nothing. It was better if I did not tell her about Elisa. Everything's fine. I said that and instantly heard a trace of dishonesty in my voice. Well, shall we go? As for Slavya, she seemed not to have noticed anything. Or at least she was pretending she didn't. We entered the canteen. Wait a bit, I'll go get something. I sat down in a chair and obediently waited for my savioress. Aww. My dinner was simple, a few buns and a glass of kefir. No wonder, I bet hungry pioneers finished everything off. However, even that was far better than most of my usual diet. Slavya sat across the table and looked at me while I was eating. Is there some... Oh wait, oh that's me. I suck at this. Is there something on my face? No, just... She smiled. So, how did you like your first day in the camp? Well, I don't really know. It's silly to ask someone who suddenly found himself in a different reality whether he liked the food in the canteen, the camp leader, or the assigned hut. It's alright, you'll soon get used to it. Gonna correct everyone's grammar. Slavya stared into the window dreamily. Frankly speaking, I have no desire to get used to such things, but as for her, she doesn't know. Or at least, she wants me to think that she doesn't. Well, all in all, it's nice here. I had to somehow break the awkward silence. Do you think so? She asked without any interest. Yeah, this place is so... I wanted to say retro, but I managed to hold that back. After all, it was retro for me, but what about them? It might be the only kind of life they knew. If the term life was applicable here at all. So how... She looked at me closely, as if something important depended on my answer. Well, I don't know. Lovely. Yeah, it's lovely here. I guess you're right. She smiled again. It's very good that you think so. Why? Well, not everybody likes it here. And what about you? Me? Yes. I love it here, it's great. And you don't need to worry about what other people think. Well, I don't really worry. Slavya laughed. This conversation seemed to be leading me far astray from where I wanted to get. And you're worried yourself. Really? Why? Well, when someone is chewing so intensely... I'm sorry. It's okay. I couldn't force myself to be more careful with this girl. Why exactly her? With any local inhabitant? Every one of them looked completely normal to me. Precisely normal. So normal it sends chills down the spine and to the marrow. The marrow is the innermost of your bones, if anybody's curious. Normal. Not like a neighbor human with the power drill in the one hand and a subwoofer in the other. Not like a passenger human you can often meet in a subway or public transport. Not like a coworker human next table in the open plan office. And not even like a friend human who only differs from other humans in his constant instance. All of them looked normal, as I would expect them to be, with their own downsides but without any superpowers. And Slavya was also cute? I glanced at her stealthily, not knowing what to say. I'm sorry, I wanted to show you the camp, but ran off my feet. I didn't miss anything while being on my own, I guess. Are you sure you haven't missed anything at all? She smiled so hard that I had to cast my eyes down in confusion. Well, how could I know? It's the first day I'm here. Okay, and what have you seen so far? I've seen the square, this canteen, the football field. And what about the beach? Just from afar. You should really go there. Let's do it together. Yeah, okay, we will. Her naturalness started to scare me, but then I thought, what if everything that happens here is how it's supposed to be, and this world looks strange just for me, but for them, it is. Native? Maybe I got thrown into the past. Yes, this would explain a lot. Can I ask a stupid question? No. Slavya smiled and stood up from the table. It's lit. Will you find your way? It's late. Okay. Will you find the way to Olga Dmitrievna by yourself? By yourself? Of course. I will, but why should I go there? She'll settle you to someone. She'll room arrangements. What for? Well, this question seems stupid, but Slavya burst into good laughter. You need to sleep somewhere, right? Dark. That makes sense. Fine, I'll go then. Good night. Night. It's strange that she left in such a hurry. A key bundle left in a door lock caught my attention. I was going to catch up to Slavya, but where does she live? And knocking on every door during the middle of the night didn't sound like a bright idea. Take the keys, leave the keys. Take the keys, leave the keys. She could get in trouble if I take the keys, and she doesn't know where they are. But at the same time, if I leave the keys, she could get into a lot more trouble. So I'm gonna take the keys and keep them safe, and I'm gonna give them to her tomorrow while we're at the beach. Yep, that's the plan. That's the master plan. I better take them. We'll give them back tomorrow, because who knows what happens here at night. Exactly. You and me, on the same page, bro. Such thoughts gave me a chill. It is me who needs to be careful here in the first place. The night, though being dark, wasn't silent at all. One could hear chirping crickets, songs of the night, birds, and rustling trees from everywhere. Sudden desire to follow Sylvia's advice and go to the camp's leader's cabin has appeared. I don't know why, but the look of the unknown bronze boulder of communism put me into a constructive mood. I sat on the bench and started to recall everything that happened today. That was all my constructive mood could offer. It was much brighter than near the canteen. Belated pioneers were running by, so this place did not seem scary at all. Bus, summer camp, girls. I was so tired from everything new and strange that I could not come up with a single explanation of what was going on. I heard a barely noticeable rustle nearby. I shivered and looked in that direction. Girl. Reading a book. Lena. I decided to come closer and talk. She was the only new person I met here without having even a few words chat. Hi, what are you reading? Lena was so surprised that she even jumped up. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Never mind. Never mind. She blushed and stared into the book again. So, what are you reading? On the cover was written, "Gone with the Wind." Praise the book, keep silent. Why do I have to make these weird choices? Why are there only two? This doesn't, neither of these seem right or wrong. Why is this so hard? I think it's about a bitch. I don't know, I've never read the book. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. Honestly speaking, I haven't read it, but I think such literature suits her very well. Lena doesn't seem to be interested in continuing the talk. Well, if I'm bothering you... No, she answered while still looking into the book. Can I sit aside for a while? Why? And really, why? Maybe just because I was very tired and being with company is better than being alone. Maybe I wanted to try to find out something from her. I carefully examined Lena. But no, I doubt that. Well, I don't know. I'm not allowed to? Feel free. But if I'm bothering you... No, you don't. I can leave. Just tell everything's alright. Okay then. I sat on the end of the bench carefully. After such an intensive talk, staying here was the last thing I wanted. But it won't be nice to just stand up and leave. Didn't really go well, huh? Lena hasn't answered anything. Oh my gosh, the grammar! Oh. It seems I made a fool out of myself. I bet if it was only Anna here, she'd have a good laugh at me. Do you enjoy being here? I recalled Slavya's question and thought it would be a good start for a conversation. Yes. She slightly smiled. I guess I like it too. Lena definitely isn't very sociable, and probably can't support the meaningless conversation as easy as Slavya. But there was something in her that attracted the attention, like a momentary sight or reflection in your glasses at a rainy autumn evening which makes you turn around and stare into the darkness searching for something that you saw out of the corner of your eye. Of course you weren't able to distinguish or understand what it was, but it still felt so tempting. Lena was still reading the book without paying any attention to my presence. And I had no intention at all to ask her anything about this camp or this world in general. Beautiful night. Yes. How in the world would you start a conversation with her? It's late. I have to go. Yes, it's quite late. Good night. Night. There was something strange in this girl. At first glance, she's a typically shy and modest pioneer girl, but the mystery of Lena took its own place in the massive list of mysteries of this camp, which I started to put together in my head. Lazy evening. There's nothing like a good time with nothing to do. I headed towards Olga Dmitrievna's cabin. The light in the house was on. Oh, hello, Semyon! You are quite late. Yeah. And I can save again. Ha ha ha. Save game. Save game? Yes, save game. Back. Yeah. I went for a walk to look around the camp. Alright. You'll be sleeping here. With me. No, okay. She pointed her fingers at one of the beds. Right here. I got a bit surprised. Yeah, is something wrong? We are out of free cabins anyway. The cabin leader smiled, but I'd rather think it was a smile of politeness. You do want to be a decent pioneer, don't you? There was a clear emphasis on the word decent. Yep. Sure. I got lost in thought for a moment. Don't you mind it, mademoiselle? She looked at me oddly, with surprise and some kind of offense in her eyes. Pioneers should respect the elders, Olga Dmitri said strictly. Of course he should, no one argues that. I plathered, not realizing that I was wrong. Shouldn't you also? She stared at me. Under such a gaze, even mithril forged by best dwarf masters from the deepest dungeons would melt. Should I what? What's up, Tet? Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Nuisance and lack of understanding made me talk a level louder. You must address adults appropriately. Yes, of course. There are a lot of strange things here. But this girl's just a couple years older than me. Or maybe even younger. But I decided not to argue. Well, just a few minutes ago I would have called her adult, and I have to admit that she was also given a strong character. In any case, I wasn't in position to argue. As you say, ma'am. I've mumbled. That's way better. This is how a decent pioneer should conduct oneself. And now it's time to sleep. Honestly speaking, I wasn't going to become neither decent nor indecent pioneer. Just yesterday, I wasn't going to become a pioneer at all. But do I have a choice now? No desire will put you down with fire. This is a motto that Demetria was probably going to use. Okay, I don't know. I went into the bed and closed my eyes, only realized how tired I was after today saving. I know I've saved several times in the past few minutes, but I don't care. Back. Here we go. Something hammered in my head awfully as if my brain started a night shift. And I seemed to be aimed more at rolling steel than working with something more sensitive. The bus flew through my mind. On the square with the monument. Canteen full of pioneers. And a malicious face of Oleana. Slavya. Lena. And even recalling Alyssa hasn't given me much of a negative feeling. What if I'm here for good? Well, that was a lot of fucking work to get to day 2. Holy cow! That is the longest day 1 in my life. I was having a dream. I do not care. I am ending this Let's Play here. I will pick this back up in a second. Save game. Yes. Okay.